Welcome back to the vlog. I had clinicals in Deer Lodge this day, so Matt and I were separated most of the day, so there's just some random sporadic vlog content. So I hope you enjoy the video. Good morning. I just came on here because I've got an interesting observation, I guess. So today's Friday. On Monday, when I drove to Deer Lodge for clinicals, it was light, I think. I remember lighter than it is now. Okay, given the way I'm going, the sunrise is behind me, so it makes it look light, but I'll show you in front of me in a minute. So yeah, it was definitely brighter than this. But it's not daylight savings time yet. Like, it just drastically changed, or is it because I know it was cloudy when Matt and I were driving home from Helena, so maybe that has something to do with it. But I just found it interesting. So update, it is cloudy, but it doesn't seem that cloudy. Also, my phone pulls in a lot of light. I just realized that. It looks brighter on my phone than it does in real life. But yeah, I feel like that's still not enough clouds to be that dark. I don't know. Interesting.
Okay, so I was trying to park far away, and someone with like the plain, at least, I mean, it's new, so I'll give them that, but like a plain Jane boring Bronco is taking up one of the far spots, and then a work truck that's taking up at least two, and then that ugly piece of garbage, then like an old Pontiac. Like, come here, bud. I think that's just a plain old, really plain Charger. Oh yeah, it's a rental. Might be a Hemi. Herd sometimes has the Hemis, so maybe. It was kind of cute how much you wanted to help, but my God, Nathan was trying to help bag, and the level of hindering that he was causing was astronomical.
Yeah. I've been helping him.
What?
I know I do like helping.
Yeah, I know, but you're not tall enough to reach anything on the belt. Along with the fact that like some of the heavier stuff, and then you also don't know what to put in bags with each other, so like you have all sorts of things that you don't know how to do. He was also being incredibly like would not stop talking ever and asking questions that like he's had answered 70 times. It was a pretty intense grocery shopping trip. Okay, I just discovered something incredibly unexpected. And I mean, it makes loads of sense. I'm just like, I prefer manuals, and that's a lot of what I drive. So like, I don't really think about it that much. But it's kind of interesting because I was like, why is it sitting here in 7th for no reason on flat ground? So like, I tapped the paddle shift, but this is like, Megan went to pass me. And I mean, like, that's to the floor. Like, when it can't grab a gear, it's kind of funny. It's like, but then watch, I'll do it manually. And, ooh, I need to grab 2, don't I? 3. See, once it shifts where I need it to be, it's like nothing. That's just interesting. But yeah, I found that kind of funny. And that's actually kind of interesting. I'm a little bit disappointed in that. Is like when you put it in manual mode, like obviously like right next to the M for manual there is where the gear comes up. But like our car, I don't remember exactly where, I think it's in about the same spot. But in the car, like it's there, I think, whether or not you have it in manual mode or in sport mode or anything. But it's just kind of interesting because I guess like obviously there's that thing that we've shown on there before where it'll show what gear you're in, but it's like if you don't have it in manual mode, you don't know what gear it's in. Because I've never really thought about that when you're going, like, you're just cruising highway speed and stomp at, like, how many gears it drops. Because, like, that just kind of proved it. Because, like, I went down 1, still nothing. 2, still nothing. Got down into 5th. And, I mean, it probably still could have grabbed 4th. I'd have to watch the video back. Because I think it was only at, like, 3,500 to drop to 5th. But it's like, you know, to actually like have the get up this truck has, it might have to go clear, like cut the gear it's in half to like actually be in the correct power band. And I mean, it totally makes sense. It's supercharged because like if you're sitting there at 1500 RPMs and stomp it, like it's not building any boost. And actually, as a matter of fact, that'd be kind of an interesting thing to go look at. I don't know why I leave it on fuel economy, just randomly. Because let's see, there's boost. So, okay, we're at 1500. I'm just gonna stomp it. Yeah, only like 5 pounds of boost. When you're not in manual, like, I think it peaks at like 12 or 13. I don't remember, I have to look. Because it's on the VIN plate thing, plus, you know, obviously, like this is, if I don't leave it on fuel mileage, and I think the main reason I do that is because, like, my theory of, like, I think it'll eventually stagnate. So it's like, you know, it'll be up pushing 12, then all of a sudden, like, I'll hot rod a bit, or, like, bring someone new for a ride or something like that, and it's back down to almost 11. Like, I think I'm going to be correct. It'll stagnate, like, 13 and a half if I ever stopped hot rodding it, but that's very hard. But, yeah, that's kind of interesting, because it's like I'd have to see exactly where I normally get on boost, but I leave it on that fuel mileage just because it's like I'm intrigued where it'll eventually get. But this is usually where I leave it otherwise. But yeah, like, if you can't build boost, you're not getting anywhere with a supercharger. What does it do if I, yeah, I was gonna say, oh, that's kind of interesting. See, I just wanted to see what it do, because I know you, to put it back in regular, you hold the up. I was just intrigued what happens if you hold it down. I figured it would only shift once, but if you hold it, it'll just shift as far as it'll allow. But yeah, I'll probably have to make an edit that out anyway, because that was a little bit stupid and incredibly pointless. Like, if you're winding it that high to hot rod, that's kind of cool, but if you're doing it just because you're bored and holding the button to see what it does, makes you look really dumb. That's another thing that we encountered when we were, it was just me and Nathan, because Megan met us at my parents. That's why we're in separate vehicles. But when, we were like still on lingering on a video call, so I kind of tried to show her. But one of the actual dump beds from one of those huge mine trucks was going down the highway. And, you know, you never really think about that, because it's kind of like, obviously everything needs to get somewhere. But I would like assume it'd be like, you know, they'd send it to the mine in a bunch of chunks and like bolt and weld and whatever there, because like, and then once we saw it, because we were in like right as you're getting out of Butte where there's 3 lanes, and they were in the far lane and they were still taking up like half a lane. Like, I don't know how it was working, like when they were crossing bridges. But yeah, it's just on like a flatbed trailer and sticking off both sides by like 8-10 feet. Like, I was like, what on earth is that? As I was kind of far away, and then when I got closer, I'm like, well, that's fascinating. And I don't know if they were in that lane just to leave room, but if they were trying to go down to that roundabout to get into a rocker, like, that was gonna get incredibly interesting. If I'd have thought about that then, I would have followed it. But yeah, since I was on video call with her, I didn't get a chance to vlog it, because it's kind of intriguing, because it's like, you know, now that I said that, when those blades from windmills, or the like windmill, wind power, when those are so long, like somewhere like Rocker where those roundabouts are, like, obviously they made it where, like, you know, if a truck can't really make the corner very well, it'll just like run over like a section of basically sidewalk. But yeah, that's kind of another one that's intriguing, because it's like, it's not that from a width standpoint, but you'd almost think they'd have a way to build those on site, but I mean, like, I think they're pretty much like, I mean, obviously they're not like one piece, but I don't know, like, it almost seems like, because obviously I haven't looked at one really, really close, like I've never like seen one at a truck stop or something and went up and looked, but it's almost like each side's one piece, then they put them together and weld them, like they roll and shape like big giant sheets to make each side, then weld them together before they ship them, because at that point, like, you wouldn't really save anything by doing it on site. But yeah, because that's kind of what I was like, it's just kind of intriguing, because as wide as that thing is, like, if for some reason they have to go down 2-lane to get one of those big mining beds or truck beds somewhere, like, it wouldn't even be possible. It's just, yeah, it's like some of the ways things get transported and stuff is just fascinating. And then, like, you know, especially like those, because I mean, with MRI here, like, you see them, especially from a distance, a lot. But, like, you know, you don't really think about, oh, like, they got to get them places. Because, like, I think I've seen the full trucks themselves on trailers before, but never parts of one.
So Matt and I don't go separate places in the, like, different vehicles or the same place in separate vehicles very often. Why do I feel like every time we do, he's judging my driving? I don't know. The last point I made, I want you in it, I want your opinion. The last comment I made about Matt judging my driving, he probably doesn't really.
Never once thought about it.
I just feel like he does for some reason. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird like that. Does anyone else think that when they're driving separate places from their spouse or something? Maybe I'm just a crazy person. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the vlog. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends, and I'll see you in the next one.